Hello, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade parents. First, excuse the COVID beard and hair. Made a deal that I wouldn't shave until we had all students back on campus. So I'm not living in the hills, but we're working hard to get them all back. My wife is probably rooting for it the most. She's not as excited. We are following the guidelines of Spokane Regional Health and the Diocese of Spokane. This is what our decisions are based on and will continue to be based on. We are navigating through all the recommendations that the health department outlines and trying to get students face-to-face. I have received many questions regarding the 6th through 8th learning contingencies. I'll try to outline them in this video. However, if I did not answer your question, please email or call and I will return it as soon as possible. The question of how do we get students back grades 6 through 8? This is a very large question. One of the benchmarks that Spokane Regional Health wants us to hit is that we are in a moderate category. That is 25 to 75 cases per 100,000. At that point, they are recommending elementary students to be phased in. We have already started that. Also, we have a smaller school with a smaller population of students. Northwood down the road has 800 students, 6 through 8. We have 60. The health department is working with us and on those recommendations as the benchmark and seeing what we can do to navigate around. Second, trends in Spokane County. They have begun to plateau. The more that continues to happen, the more restrictions the health department will relax. Third, the trends at St. Thomas More, our school, when bringing back K through 5 students, following our protocols and getting good results, no COVID cases, shows that we are prepared to increase our student population. Once we show that the safeguards and procedures we have in place are working, we can start to phase in more students, 6 through 8. As we continue with success, no COVID cases, we can welcome all students back face-to-face. Who's making these decisions? Good question. St. Thomas More School Administration Team, Father Pat, Deacon Doug, myself, Maureen Durheim, and Rachel McCann make the decisions for the school. But we cannot make these decisions without approval from Spokane Regional Health District, diocesan schools, our insurance carrier, and of course the governor. We can argue our case, but in the end, they have to be convinced we are prepared. In every conversation we have with these outside entities, they believe that getting students back on campus is the highest priority, but we have to do it safely. We have to make sure our systems are in place and they work, and that we will not become the epicenter of a breakout. Why the change with not having 6 through 8 in session? The diocese was given recommendations by the health department to only open preschool through 2. St. Thomas More has asked for grades 3 through 5 to be included on campus because we are only housing 3 grades in our normal school. We are using satellite areas of the lunchroom and pack center for 3 classes. The health department has advised us to launch school, follow protocols, and observe. If trends are going well, we can begin to phase in. We have requested to do this with the addition of the 3 through 5 over the recommended preschool through 2. The next factor is the equity of education. In study after study, students K through 3 are most vulnerable of losing if they do not receive face-to-face instruction. So they are number one priority. We also look at students who are able to function at home without much parental involvement. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders can navigate technology, can leave parents alone while they work, and can cook their own mac and cheese. I'm joking, but students in 6 through 8 can handle learning online and navigate those challenges better than a first grade student. While that's not what you guys want to hear as 6th through 8th grade parents, it is the reality. What about me, G-Prep, and other schools around Spokane opening up? First, those students are not on the same campus as a K through 5 school. They have their own buildings. Second, they are going back in the hybrid model and on some campuses 1 day a week. Finally, I know they are working with the 800 plus students like at Northwood, but they are under the same guidelines from the health department. Right now, we were given 2 days ago, 2 confirmed cases in a pod. We are to be quarantined, that pod. 4 cases in a school, the health department is recommending a shutdown. So I like our odds starting with 140 students and adding another 65 to keep in-person instruction safe, reliable, and without interruption, and hopefully avoid a mid-quarter shutdown because of too many cases. So when will that be? We minimally will not have students grades 6 through 8 on campus until September 28th. At that time, that will be 2 weeks of observations and testing our protocols K through 5. We will then talk to Spokane Regional Health on moving forward with more students. If we see positive trends in Spokane and we move to a moderate, then we can start phasing in then sooner. The hybrid model would be 6th, 7th, and 8th grade cut into 2. Group 7A would be Monday and Tuesday. Group 7B, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday would be a cleaning day. So after those initial 2 weeks, we're going to look at our trends at school, Spokane, communicate with the Spokane Regional Health. If we all feel it is safe, we will bring students back. If things are not ready, and we have outbreaks or there's spike in Spokane, we'll wait another week to re-examine. From that point, we will be week to week until we can bring students back on campus. Had a few questions from the survey that I wanted to add. What will the day look like? Structure. Students will have a structured day. This is outlined in the letters I sent on Tuesday, but those again are our starting point. As teachers navigate through this, if we find that we need more live Zoom lessons, then we will go to that. If we need more structure, we will change it. We are adapting day by day, hour by hour. Just like in What About Bob? Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. We need a starting point, and that's where we are. Do students need to wear uniforms on Zooms? No, they can have free dress for the week. How many other schools in Spokane have chosen to do this? As of this video, only one Catholic school is opening K-8, and that is only 25% per day. So each student will be on campus 1 day a week. We are opening with K-5, 5 days a week. What superpower would I love the most? I would love to be able to fly. That way I could get places faster and not walk like Doug. In all seriousness, we know this is stressful. We are filled with anxiety, fear, and wanting to return to normal. We will get there. Instead, let's look at this as hope, promise, and that we are close to returning to normal. St. Francis taught us, start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and then suddenly you are doing the impossible. I love that quote for this time. As a community, we need to protect others by wearing a mask, limit contact with others, physically distance, and avoid large gatherings. Not that I'm saying to avoid the in-laws, but you can say the school told me to. Just don't tell my mother-in-law. We're all working and doing what we can to bring 6th through 8th grade students back as soon as possible. We appreciate the support and want all students back. We just need to be safe and thoughtful. God bless you and all your families.